Hello from sunny Orlando, and welcome to the channel, Riding the Tide. I am Julio Zayas. I'm 52 years old, and I've been on a GLP-1 journey since November 3rd of 2025. It's just a little bit over 4 months. I am 30 pounds down. My starting weight was 285. I'm sorry, my highest weight was 285. My starting weight was 247. I am 217. And my goal weight is 170 pounds. And today I want to chit chat with you guys a little bit about what is GLP-1. I feel like that's something that most people would know, but in talking to some friends, realizing that a lot of people don't know. So I just thought I'd talk about it a little bit. I'm not doing this channel to educate. I'm not a doctor. I really am doing this channel to show my journey and for those that can benefit from it. So I don't want to talk about it in an instructional way or like a teaching way or anything like that. I kind of want to chit chat back and forth. You guys talk to me in the comments. I just really want to share what I went through as far as learning about it, why I learned about it, why I felt the need to learn about what a GLP-1 was. So on November 3rd, when I was desperately seeking help from my doctor for my binge eating, and I had gone up to 247 pounds. I was 207 on the carnivore diet, and I had already gained up to 247 pounds. And I was desperate when I walked in there. He basically said, say no more, went and grabbed a box of Manjaro 2.5 sample box, gave it to me, said go home, inject yourself, this is how you use the pen, and I'll go ahead and prescribe it to you. So yeah, by the time I got home and injected myself, Walgreens was already calling me that my that my prescription was ready. So for Zepbound, which ended up getting declined by the insurance, and it was $1,300 at the time in November. Just 4 months ago, it was $1,300. Now it's $499. You can get it through Amazon. So times have changed already in 4 months, and I would imagine they're going to continue to change. But the pollen is killing me. It's everywhere, and I just took my Flonase, and it's bothering my nose. So I apologize for that. But anyhow, so I wasn't really given that much information. I mean, he did go over what GLP-1s were, how they came about. He went over a little bit, but it was gibberish. Like it was just a lot of information or some information that I just didn't understand. So me being the person that I am, I don't like taking medication. Never have. Like I have gout, and I take allopurinol, and I hate taking it. Like I hate taking any medication. My parents lived on medication. They had the little plastic, Monday through Sunday, filled with medicines. They had to fill them up every, end of 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks, they would fill up this double-sided plastic container thing, and I would watch them, and I'm like, oh man, that would suck. Like I would hate to do that. And of course, in the back of my mind, inevitably I'm gonna have to end up being like that for different reasons, for whatever. I'm gonna end up on the same boat. They have all kinds of complications from obesity, so from type 2 diabetes to dialysis, kidney issues and liver issues, and that's ultimately how they pass. So because I hate taking medicine, I immediately dug into going to YouTube and Googling and trying to find out what these medications are, and what's in them, what do they do, like does this even work? Well, first of all, when I injected myself, within 2 hours, the thoughts of food, the thoughts of me going to Crystal's and McDonald's and Taco Bell and Pizza Hut, and all those thoughts completely left my mind. I mean, gone. I had no desire at all to go to those places. Now, that's different from appetite suppression. Those are two different things for me, right? Because I could be completely stuffed to my brain and still have thoughts of what my next meal was going to be. So suppressing my appetite, taking away my stuff, having my stomach full didn't matter, right? Think about it. That's not, and it does that, right? This medicine does slow the digestive emptying, which means it keeps you full, your stomach full longer. So when you eat, first of all, you get full faster, and second of all, it slows it down, so you process the food slower. So, and that's appetite suppression, but that's not what the food noise, what the thoughts of pigging out and binging come from. Those come from the brain. So I wanted to dig deep and find out why I'm not having these thoughts anymore. If this is just supposed to make you feel full, how can that be? How is this freaking working like this? How is this happening? This glorious feeling of not thinking about food constantly and wanting to binge and wanting to eat like absolute garbage and garbage food, and knowing that you shouldn't have that food, and knowing that this is horrible for you and you're gonna feel like crap, and still the brain saying, oh buddy, you want that, you're gonna get that, you're gonna do it, trust me, by the end of the day you will have some Taco Bell, even though there's that little guy on the other side saying, no man, can't do that, you already gained 40 pounds, you're already, class 3 obesity, like come on, you're not gonna eat that, go to the gym, go eat an apple, go eat healthy. Not with this disease of obesity, man. It just eats my brain and says, dude, you're gonna do this, trust me, you're gonna do it. So I'm digging deep on that, right? I'm trying to figure it out. It's just the type of person that I am. And obviously not everybody's like that, because a lot of people are on this medication and still don't know what a GLP-1 is. They're like, no, I don't know what that is. I'm on Manjaro. I don't know what GLP-1 is. I'm on Manjaro. They have no idea, which is fine. Not everybody needs to know this stuff. I just thought I'd talk about it because it was important to me. And I want to make this channel, and I've made this channel about me, about what my journey is. I was a police officer. I was a field training officer. That means that I was I trained new officers. And one thing that was passed on to me, and I passed on to them, was, you're not gonna do things the way I do them. You're not gonna mimic me 100%. You're gonna learn some things that I teach you, or things that I do, and you're going to do them as well. And there are gonna be some things that you learn from other officers, and you're gonna mesh them together and create your own style of policing. So this medication is very similar, right? Or taking this medication is similar in the way I think about it. I'm taking pieces from different places, different information that I'm receiving. My doctor, Dr. Rocio Salas Whalen, Dr. Anya from the Oprah book, from people on YouTube, different channels, from what people share on Facebook groups. There's hundreds, if not thousands, of Facebook groups on this, and there's thousands of videos on YouTube, me being one of them, right? So, watch mine, watch everybody else's, and then the most important part is take it to your doctor. Go to your doctor and say, hey, I was watching this guy on YouTube and he said blah blah blah, and what are your thoughts on that? Reason being is this: not only does this medication affect us all differently when we're taking this medication, but, and most importantly, we all are different inside as far as our metabolic health, our health, period. And I don't have type 2 diabetes. I believe that I've been insulin resistant. I have insulin resistance, or I've had insulin resistance. But that's not confirmed. It's not that my doctor's ever told me that. That's just me through research. And I had some skin tags, and my hair on my ankles I was losing my hair on my ankles, but not my legs. These are little things that I've heard some doctors say, Dr. Boss being one of them, saying skin tags and hair loss in your ankles lets her know that you're insulin resistant. So, just little clues for me, obviously, and fighting obesity my entire life since I was born. I'm what I call type 1 obesity, similar to type 1 diabetes, type 2 diabetes. There are people that gain weight in their 40s. Similarly, there are people that end up with type 2 diabetes in their 40s, later on in life. And there are people that are born with type 1 diabetes. They find out when they're little kids, their parents do. And so I was born overweight, a very little fat baby, and I continued to be overweight as a toddler and as a youth. My brother and my sister were both skinny, so they didn't have obesity the way I did as a child. And anyhow, I'm getting off the deep end again. So the one message I wanted to send, the one thing I wanted to share is, right now we're living in 3 different drugs that are the main ones being used. Even though this was discovered in early 1980s, GLP-1 was discovered. Then in 1992, Dr. John A, he was able to figure out how to extend the life of the drug inside the body once injected in the body, and then that was then put into real world in 2005 with Byetta, and then 2010, and then in 2014, and then 2017 is when Semaglutide came out. So you went from Exenatide to Liraglutide to, there were a couple other ones, and then Semaglutide, which is the one that everybody's really knows about, which is Ozempic and Wegovy. That's GLP-1 only. It's the only hormone that's in that medicine. So you have GLP-1, glucagon-like peptide, in Wegovy and Ozempic. And then in 2022 and 2023, a different company, right? That was Novo Nordisk. And then in 22, 23, Eli Lilly came out with what I'm taking now, which is Zepbound and Mounjaro. Mounjaro is for type 2 diabetes. Zepbound is for weight loss, right? As Ozempic is for type 2 diabetes, and then Wegovy is for weight loss. So, if you follow along, right, this is like, it is Tirzepatide, right? So you got Semaglutide, Ozempic, Tirzepatide for Mounjaro and Zepbound. And so I'm sure Novo Nordisk would not agree with this, but I've heard Dr. Silas Whalen says it's like the iPhone 1 or the iPhone 2, right? So I gotta take this call. All right, welcome back. I had to take that call for work. How dare they? How dare one of my clients interrupt my video? Anyhow, just kidding. So what I was saying was that Dr. Silas Whalen, she describes it as, from Semaglutide to Tirzepatide, right? From Ozempic to Mounjaro, it's like upgrading. It's like upgrading the iPhone, like going from one iPhone to the other. And now Eli Lilly is in trials, clinical trials, towards the end, I believe, past I don't know, the last phase of the trials for Retatrutide, which is 3 hormones. So you have Ozempic and Wegovy, which is the GLP-1. Then you have Mounjaro and Zepbound, which is GLP-1 GIP, 2 hormones. And Retatrutide, which is supposed to come out in 2026, late 2026 or early 2027, is 3 hormones. So it's GLP-1, GIP, and glucagon. And there are other ones. I can't even pronounce half of them, but there's a bunch of medications and a bunch of companies out there, in clinical trials right now to come out with new medications, which is great because there are a lot of people that aren't able to take the ones that we have right now. They have bad reactions to them. So it's great that there are more medications coming out for that reason, so that more people are able to, might be able to take these other medications, but also for the monetary side of it, right? The financial side, the more medications there are, the more competition there is, the lower the prices are going to be. So it'll be more affordable for more people, and for me, it'll be more sustainable financially. Because right now, it is kicking my butt. $150 a month is no joke. So, which I'm still grateful because, man, people have paid $1,300 a month for this medication before me. So I'm grateful that I'm only, in comparison, paying $450. But obviously, would like to pay less, especially since I'm pretty sure, and I won't know until the time comes, but I'm pretty sure that I'm going to be one of those people that has to take the medication forever. So I don't know if the phone's crooked or not, but anyhow, so if I'm going to take this forever, I don't want to forever pay $450. So I'm hoping at some point it's down to $50 or $25 a month, like most medicines. So, and hopefully my insurance will pick it up someday. If not, anyhow, so yeah, so my main point is this: there are different medicines. Everybody reacts to them differently, but what I'm gathering from most doctors is that these medicines are improving, right? So by that, what I understand is that if Semaglutide, which is Ozempic, was the first version, the most people, when most people started taking this medication, and it has 1 hormone, right? So if Semaglutide was the first version, and then the second version, second generation, is Tirzepatide, and that's supposed to, it means, they say that it was an improvement to Semaglutide, and then Retatrutide will be an improvement to Tirzepatide. Then my thought is, just like when I get a new iPhone to improve, then that I would be doing the same thing with the medicine. That I would go from if I was on Semaglutide, I started on Tirzepatide, and why would I start on the older medicine when I'm just getting into it now and Tirzepatide is out? Like if I started in November and Retatrutide was already out, then I would have started with Retatrutide, or try to, because the doctors right now are, from what I understand, is that you start with the lowest dose, and if you have a reaction to it, a bad reaction to it, that then they could try the other one. So there are some people that start with Tirzepatide, and then if they don't have a good reaction to that, then they go ahead and try Semaglutide. Now, what I know that some telehealth or med spas or some of these people are doing is that they're selling you a GLP-1, right? They're selling you a GLP-1. Like I have a friend that actually gets injected at the med spa. So my what I wonder is, what is being injected? Are they injecting Semaglutide? Are they injecting Tirzepatide? What are they injecting? Along with other things like B12 and some other things. So, you know, I wonder, because Semaglutide, the Ozempic side version of it, is less expensive. So if you go to your doctor, or if you find out that, or you hear that these medications are $1,300 or they're $500, and then they're like, oh, we'll sell it, you know, we'll give it to you for $400, or we'll give it to you for $300. You're like, well, shoot, that's a deal. But what you may not know is that Tirzepatide may be $500 or $450, but Semaglutide is $150. At least the medicine, the pill is right now. Let's say that they're at $250. So they're selling you, they may be selling you Semaglutide compounded, not the actual medicine, which they can get for $100, $150 in bulk, and then they're selling it to you for $250 or $350, where, and you don't know that you're anyways. There's a lot of things going on out there everywhere, from nutrition places selling Retatrutide as research only, right? Not for human consumption. That's literally how they sell it, because it's not an actual medicine in a vial. It's like a powder. Then you have to put the reconstitution liquid in it and mix that up, and that's how you draw it, inject yourself. It's insane what everybody's out there doing. And once again, look, I'm not judging. I'm just saying, like, there's so much stuff going on. I don't even know what's right, wrong, different. It's just nuts. For me, medicine is something you go to your doctor prescribes it. You go to a pharmacy, you pick it up, and you take it home, and you take the medicine. That's the way I look at medicine. I don't look at medicine like I'm going to go to, you know, ABC Nutrition, bodybuilder gym bro, and he's going to be like, bro, man, you just got to inject this thing. I'm going to get it for you. It's not for human consumption, and, you know, it's still in trials, but it's the best thing in the world. Here you go. And you just, you know, I don't know. It's not the route that I want to go. So, but it's so, and then that's why I learned about it. That's why I looked into it. I did go to the gym bros, nutritional places, and talk to them, and I was tempted. I was tempted because they're good. They're good salespeople, and they're sitting there like going, man, you're gonna lose all kinds of muscle on Tirzepatide or Semaglutide. You don't want that garbage. That's garbage. You know, the Retatrutide is the thing, and you know, there's gym bros and people on YouTube right now. You can go to their channels, and they're going to tell you the same exact thing. Like, you want to do it this way, you don't want to do it that way, and you're going to lose all muscle. And I want muscle, so I went and got a DEXA scan. I went and got an in-body scale I used, and I weigh myself daily, and I work out daily, and, you know, I'm trying to keep my muscle on Tirzepatide without having to go to Retatrutide and worry about that stuff. So anyhow, really that's all I wanted to share. I just wanted to kind of talk about it. I'm not a doctor. I'm not giving you medical advice. I'm telling you about my own thoughts, what has gone through my head. I want to bring you in my head and the thoughts that I have on a daily basis as I have struggled with obesity, and in turn how I've gone onto this medication and what it has done for me. So far, it has been completely positive, everything positive. I'm continuing to lose weight. I don't have side effects. I don't have constipation. I don't have diarrhea. I don't have you know, anything that is hurting. I mean, other than I'm a jiu-jitsu now, and other than jiu-jitsu, I'm always hurting from jiu-jitsu, but not from the medication. I'm eating healthier. I want to eat healthier. I'm not forcing myself to eat healthier. That's a big difference from my past experiences with weight loss, where I'm forcing myself and I'm white knuckling the shit out of whatever I'm eating, from steaks, burgers, in carnivore diets, to low calorie or keto or whatever diet I've ever done, which I've done them all, I think. I've always had a certain level of white knuckling, you know, and typically it starts out very low, and then by 3 to 6 months, I am like full blown, just hanging on for dear life not to pig out on something. And that's happened on every diet. And now I'm 4 months into this, so I'm still holding my breath because I haven't hit that 6 month, 8 months, 6, 7, 8 month mark. I haven't hit that yet for me to be able to look back and go, wow, this is the longest I've gone without wanting to jump off a bridge. So, but I did get through the holidays. I lost weight during the holidays. You know, I started November 3rd, so I started right before Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. My vacation was for New Year's, and all the way to January 8th is when I finished, when we came back from Puerto Rico. And Puerto Rico vacations are all out pig out for me typically, and I was able to enjoy all the foods. That's another really important point I want to make, is that I get to eat everything. I get to eat ice cream and pizza, and I ate McDonald's the other day, which was disgusting. It was the first time I ate it since I've been on the diet, on the medication. I keep saying diet, on the medication, and I had a double quarter pounder with cheese with a small fry. It was within my calories. It was within my, not necessarily my macros, was a little bit high in fat, but it wasn't bad. And for the week, I mean, I was still under, which I always shoot for going under by a couple hundred calories daily, from you know, what I have set up in my app. So I was still under. Everything was good, but it was disgusting to me. This is something I've loved forever. Double quarter pounder with cheese. And I ate it, and it was hard to eat and finish. But I literally finished, and I told my wife, I said, you know what? I don't even think I ever want to go to McDonald's again, which is crazy. And you know, and I still feel like that right now, because I know sometimes, at least in the past, you know, like a drunken night where you wake up and you're like, oh, I'll never do that again, and 7 days later you're doing it again. But no, I feel like that right now about McDonald's. I can remember, you know, this is like 4 or 5 days ago, and I can still remember like it was just gross. So, which is weird for me. I've never uttered those words. I've always laughed, or I thought it was crazy when other people say, you know, like the gym bros and my bodybuilder friends and people that are ripped, and they're like, you tell them, oh yeah, it's good McDonald's. Oh, McDonald's is gross. That's disgusting. How can you eat that? I'm like, are you serious, bro? It's the best freaking food in the world. And now I'm thinking that way, and it's crazy. It's crazy to me. But anyhow, that's all I wanted to share with you guys. It's just a quick video. Wanted to talk about a little bit about, you know, the differences between the different medications, what they are. You know, go do your research. This is just an overview of it. Get the book. I can't stress enough, get the book Weightless. You know what? The first person to watch all my videos or comment on all my videos, the word weightless on each one of my videos. I think I've put out like 6 or 7 videos. 6 or 7. Myself. This is for you, Antonio. 6, 7. I've made 6 or 7 videos right now. If you go to each one of my videos and you comment the word weightless, you let me know if you want audiobook or the hardcover, and I'll ship it to you, send it to you. Freebie for me. Do that. First person to do that, I'm going to go ahead and give him the free book. Now, highly suggest get the book, listen to it or read it. It has great information, and it's a good guide for this process, this journey. It's going to help out tremendously. Talk to your doctor, work it out with your doctor, figure out what the best steps for you are. Like I said, we're all different medical backgrounds. We all need this. If we're taking this medication, we all take it differently, and it affects us all differently. So talk to your doctor. Like, subscribe, comment waitlist on all my videos, and you get the free book. And keep riding the tide. Ride the tide with me. Keep riding the tide.